Hey there, Dan. My name is Chris. I'm a sales consultant here at Northside Nissan. I'm super excited to show off our 2024 GTR here. I'm going to shoot a little walk around video, show you some of the things on this vehicle that I personally find really impressive about the GTR, show you why it is a one-of-a-kind vehicle, has a very bespoke heritage, and yeah, vehicles like this, they're very sought after, obviously, and for good reason. And I'm kind of just shooting this video so I can show you why, in my personal opinion, this is one of the most sought after vehicles in the market. First, I'd like to start off with some of the front stylings. So the 2023 models, of course, are gorgeous, but the 2024 models, the front fascia has changed a little bit. Instead of a black accent along the front here, you actually have this body color strip. This is a lot more similar to the R33s of the mid-1990s there. The design styling on this vehicle, of course, this is the original Godzilla from Japan. And they're trying to keep a lot of that heritage involved with the vehicle. On the front of the vehicle, you can see there's a couple of striking design features. You can see the top vents up in the hood, as well as you can see your tow hook right there in case you take it out onto the track and you need easy towing access, as well as something that's really cool, which is the front ground effect. The aero package on this vehicle, of course, does include a front diffuser, a rear diffuser, and these side skirts here that all play into the aerodynamic profile of this vehicle. Something to note also, you have your nice big 6-pot Brembo brakes right here. These ones, of course, are in the bronze brass color, and you have your 3-piece rotors. Multiple pieces on a rotor not only means you get better braking performance because you can fit a larger wheel, but it also means you get better heat dissipation quality, with the rotor material being different from the hub material, reducing rotor wobble and things like that at high speed and high temperature conditions. These, of course, are also rotary forged alloy wheels. They're fantastic for keeping your unsprung mass low, and as well as keeping your rotational inertia low. That allows you to accelerate easier, brake easier. It also allows you to ride over bumps more smoothly, whether you're on the track or on the road. Coming around to the side of the vehicle here, again, I keep on saying this, one of my favorite things about the GTR, but again, it comes down into how subtly they hide the performance details in this car. One of my favorite things, I took a look at this. I've never actually been up close on this one before. Of course, they don't give young guys like me the keys to play around with these, but I took my first look at this car in the interior, and something that I really noticed that caught my eye is this stud right here. There's actually a support member that runs through the entire door here, and this stud right here, this is a tapered conical connection that actually links up with a rubberized hole right here. This makes the frame on the front and the back meld together. There's a physical connection, reducing the amount of torsion in the body under high intensity conditions when you're pulling a lot of G-forces through the vehicle. When we come to the interior of the vehicle, of course, it's not all hardware. A lot of it is very luxurious and very well done. The upholstering on the seats is gorgeous. Not only are you very well contoured, but with multiple different leather stitching types, you can clearly see that these seats have a very eye-grabbing look. Coming to the center console here, you can see your carbon fiber piece on the center console, as well as your infotainment display. You have paddle shifters because, of course, this is a dual clutch transmission. And of course, you have your traction control and traction selectors all inside there. I'm going to try not to take a seat in this because we're trying to keep this one as clean as possible. People have only really been in this, so we can bring it inside the showroom. Again, this is our showpiece right now, so we're trying to keep it all clean for you. Last thing, we're going to go to the back before I go to the engine bay to show that off. Coming to the back of the GTR, we can see the rest of the aero kit that I was talking about. You have your quad-tip titanium finished exhausts right there. That bluing, of course, it's not just some crappy sticker that'll peel off, it's genuine. On the tail, we have the classic GTR 4-pot tail lights right here with the signal lights and the reverse lights built into the centerpiece. Now, we're gonna go under the hood here. I'm gonna pop the hood and show you a few things in the engine bay that, of course, give this vehicle a lot of its appeal. So this vehicle is the VR series of engines. This is the V6 platform that Nissan has been building and perfecting for the past 30 years, ever since we got rid of the RB26 series of engines in the 1990s. Under the hood of this engine is the most special thing about the GTR. Something that few people know, even to do something as simple as an oil change on a GTR, our mechanics and our techs actually get flown out to Japan to personally meet the people that hand-built these engines. Every single engine is serialized. Every single engine has slightly different characteristics. A lot of the drivers that drive it on the pro stage say that certain ones have different tempers. A lot of the people that have GTRs that run endurance races say that they're calm and subtle, and people that run GTRs in time attack and in sprint say that they'll have an engine that they'll have a ringer, or they'll have something that's like, it's like a badger under the hood. And a lot of that is because these engines are all individually hand built. And of course, I would like to introduce you to the builder of this GTR's engine. So you'll have to forgive my Japanese pronunciation, but Izumi Shioya is the gentleman who hand-built this engine. The serial code on this engine, of course, will link you back to that gentleman right there. And if you go to Japan to the Nissan factory, you'll actually be able to shake hands with this gentleman, and he might even remember assembling this engine. There's very few of these vehicles built, and these engine builders put a lot of work into their bespoke engine building craft. In the engine bay, honestly, there's not much to say when it comes to talking about numbers. Of course, I could say numbers at you all day. I could say it has this much horsepower, this many pound-feet of torque, this many liters, this fuel economy. Ultimately though, I always say to my customers, the true value in a sports car is the feeling you get when you put the pedal to the ground, not necessarily when you look at the Excel spreadsheet. I'm sure the first time that you drive this thing, you'll understand, of course, entirely what I mean, and you're probably a man of great taste. If you're shopping for a car like this, you probably know well what I mean. Under the engine bay here, something I want to show you. Everything, of course, it's not just crappy plastic cladding. This is all actually carbon fiber composite. The hard knock on that will, of course, tell you that. Not only do you get better stiffness, you get better rigidity on the front of the vehicle, you also get, in general, with plastics and stuff, you get less heat deformation. When it comes to a vehicle like this, aerodynamics and air transfer is very important. Carbon fiber in these places, of course, makes sure that you have nice, smooth airflow that isn't impacted by plastic pieces being warped by thermodynamic properties of the engine while it's changing. Last thing under the hood here, you can see there's an extremely thick carbon fiber support brace here. It's about 1 centimeter thick and it runs the entire length of the body. It's a wishbone style support. This basically connects the forces from the top of the strut towers over to the center of the vehicle, making sure that your chassis stays nice and stiff. Super happy to talk about this vehicle with you. I understand you're interested in it. And you were speaking with my manager Tarun there about price. He let you know the price on this one. I will be sending you an email, of course, with some more information. One more thing I would like to show you, we do have in our showroom as a bit of a second option. This one, of course, right here is a 2024. We have this one right here. This is a 2023 GTR. The only person who's ever driven it is our dealer general manager. He took it out a couple times this summer. It has exactly 951 kilometers on it. And I know that our out the door price on this one is going to be significantly better. So if you're looking for something with a little more wiggle room, we're of course also open to talking about this 2023. I'm gonna get my cameraman to come with me and show you. Same wheels, same tires, engine is pretty much the same. Everything's gonna be dot to dot similar on the 23. The biggest difference, of course, the red fascia with the red bar across the front. This is that classic one that I was talking about with the black fascia with the silver Nissan V shape. Very slightly different design quality right there. And then the last thing about this one, of course, that's a real eye catcher that people really like. This thing is actually 3M'd front to back, every inch, even things on the back that you usually wouldn't see, rock chips and stuff like that, all covered up with 3M. Thank you very much for listening to this video, Dan. I hope it wasn't too long-winded. Sometimes I like to nerd out about our special cars, and I very rarely get to film a video like this for customers such as yourself. So of course, I like to take it as seriously as I possibly can. Let me know what we need to do to earn your business. We're open to offers, and I'd love to be able to have a chat with you. I'll be following up with you later in the day if I don't hear from you, of course. Thank you so much for your time. Have a great day. Bye-bye.